Be merry and bright. I can't stop singing Christmas songs, guys. It's not Halloween yet. Hello, everybody. Hi. How y'all doing? I sound like that video. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, guys. I got my cloud hat on. It feels really quiet. It feels actually eerie. I'm going to try to get my guest on as fast as possible so I don't have to be alone like I am currently. Okay. So for everybody who doesn't know what we're doing today, kids, I'm talking to Sammy Brown, who's the incredible real-life human being that I got to portray in the new Disney Plus movie Clouds. If you haven't seen Clouds, you're missing out. I don't know what else to say. It's a movie that's really great. I'm biased, but we're really proud of it. Hi, Sammy. So I'm gonna let her on, and we're gonna ask questions. I say we'll ask each other questions, but if you guys have any questions about the movie, or about Sammy, or about me, or about my dog, because that's what most people want to know about, Goodwin, he's doing good, then feel free to ask them in the comments below. So I'm gonna get Sammy Brown on right now. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's get her on. In hopes that she accepts. May your days be merry.
Hi.
I keep singing Christmas songs, so I had to get you on as fast as possible.
I was singing Christmas songs earlier this morning too, and I'm very much like a wait till after Thanksgiving kind of Christmas singer.
I thought I was until July came around, and I just got really tired. I just got really tired of
I know.
everything, and I started to go into like the deep dives of Paul McCartney's Christmas album, and then I've been there ever since. I haven't really left.
I'm like a Ruben Studdard, Clay Aiken Christmas fan. Oh my gosh, I saw their musical on Broadway, the Ruben and Clay like Christmas extravaganza or something.
That happened? That was a real life.
It happened. I don't think it was renewed, but it was really good. I think we saw it opening night too. So
first and foremost, all I want to say right now, the first thing I want to say is I really want everyone to focus on your hair. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I dressed the part.
I know. I asked her to make it extra Sammy for me in her prime, which is right now, but also like when we did the movie, I guess I was playing you at 17.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I wore bows like every day then, but I wear them just as often now. Just like, how else are you gonna like get this out of your face? The bobby pins can only do so much.
This is me. If you were playing me at 17, you would have been wearing a lot of beanies, and probably a lot of you could have been wearing fedoras if you were playing me at 12. So you're very lucky.
Yeah.
You're very lucky.
Got some fedoras in my past as well in my closet.
So you're. Thank you so much. Yeah, I literally was like going through these effects, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I like pressed the button to take a photo, and it went live. So I don't know how to get it off.
Well,
I'm gonna rock with it. My eyes also look like a very scary shade of blue. So yeah, this is what we're doing. Where are you right now? You in New York?
I am. I just got back. So yeah, I was kind of wondering if once I got here, it was gonna feel like the last few weeks or like months have been a dream. But no.
Has it?
Here I am, live in with you.
It's real. How do you feel? Like, that's such a basic question, but I feel like a lot of people are probably asking you that. But how do you feel with it out in the world?
It's weird, but I feel like I had a lot of time to prepare for that weirdness, that I kind of got to a place where I'm like, all right, this is just normal life, having like somebody play me and play some of my friends and whatever in a movie, and I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah, you handled it like a champ. I tried to put myself in your shoes a few times and be like, just picture like one day just like walking up to like a random little blonde and being like
yeah, oh. I mean, like the day we met in Brooklyn was weird. That was I mean, we got over it quick. I think when if you act like everything's fine and very normal, you can get to that place pretty quick. But
I think it was also weird because like our first encounter meeting was on camera, so
yeah, exactly.
even more uncomfortable,
which is just something I've kind of gotten used to with Justin Baldoni in my life. I mean,
Shouts out to Justin Baldoni
shouts
and
out.
the fact that he documents everything, which is a blessing and a curse. A blessing because we made a movie that's a really great one. A curse because like sometimes I really be out here like sobbing, like snot coming out of my nose, and he's got cameras on me, and I'm like,
I know we like zoomed after we saw the first director's cut of the movie, like Amy, Mitch, and I. And she was like, "So what do you think?" And we're just like, our brains are broken and we can't process anything. But I'm so glad I see this red recording.
no, I know.
God
Yeah,
bless them.
that had to be the craziest thing is the first time you saw it. I remember like
Yeah.
I mean, well, actually, I have a couple questions for you, and then I don't even know how to use the question and answer feature, but I'm going to learn today.
Okay.
But what was your, like, I guess, initial reaction to, like, the fact that, like, such a huge part of your life was going to literally be made into a motion picture?
Yeah.
And you weren't playing yourself, which is, like,
Thank God. It's been horrible.
But you were playing a student with black hair in classroom.
I was.
Girl in crowd singing.
Yeah.
While Zach is having trouble breathing.
Yep, but I'm like, no worries, everyone. I know the next line. That's me from the crowd. Yeah. No, nobody can spot me with the dark wig. But you haven't seen it enough if you don't know where I am.
You haven't seen it enough. Honestly, like, we can find a lot of reasons to tell people that they haven't seen it enough. I hope people have seen it. Otherwise, it's probably very confusing for them. But I'm just assuming. I'm assuming everyone here has. And we're very, very grateful if you've watched it. This is the part where I'm just gonna like reference the audience, even though I'm so clearly just trying to thank you guys so much for being here today.
I know. I feel like we're just FaceTiming.
It feels like we're FaceTiming. And yeah, you're one of my favorite people in the world to talk to. This is also weird, like complimenting you, because I don't do this often.
No, honestly, a lot to handle right now.
No, I know, but I like literally like after I met you, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense why I was so lucky to get to play you, because I just feel like there was a moment when we were in Brooklyn, we were getting coffee, that I felt like we were just finishing each other's sentences, and it was very
that was
wild.
Right across the street. We didn't have much time to get to that
I know.
Place in our relationship. I think that's when our first selfie happened from my mom.
Oh my goodness, you're right. It was just so effortless to be able to like talk to you and have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
But I know that like it's all very different when you throw cameras and a whole crew and cast of people into the mix, especially like a bunch of other people playing people that you know and you grew up with.
Yeah.
So it's not even just you, but it's like the whole shebang. What was your favorite, I guess, scene after you watched the movie?
Well, I love Tom and Finn in the car singing, of course. I think that's like...
Cause I'm in too deep. If you want to give everybody
it's so good. And like that happened. I mean, not exactly that way. Like a lot of things, I feel like a lot of people have been asking like how much of the movie is real.
I'm getting there, Sammy. Why are you
sorry, I know I'm not even answering your question. No. But I'm like, yeah, people will be like, oh, did this happen? And I'm like, oh yeah, it actually did. It didn't, maybe like the steps leading up to it might not have happened like that, but other scenes I like when you and Finn are in the hospital playing that little Blueberries concert for the people getting treatment.
If I just whipped out, I mean, like I have my ukulele, but I can't play it right now.
I remember I was oh yeah, that's a shame. Well, you can pick. You can do some really intricate picking.
I do remember. I remember like having to like rehearse that nightly, because you got really crafty with your ukulele when you were writing that song. I was like,
the chords make no sense. Like every verse is different. It was the first song that we wrote, so it's like
I'm glad you acknowledged that.
It doesn't make sense. And I was on set when you were like practicing that. You were like off in the distance, and I was just like shaking my head at you, like I did this. I made her have to learn these things.
No, it was great though. I mean, obviously, like blueberries is one of my favorites. I think. Well, you didn't answer the question yet, so I'm gonna go
I
back. What's
know.
your favorite scene?
Um, okay, I gave you two scenes. I gave you two scenes. I
But
love
but
all the
you're
scenes. Mm.
that's true. That's true. You did give me two. I did have the question like, sorry, I had to plug my phone in because I realized like I literally planned a live, and then my phone was dead. So that's cool.
I've been, yep, yep.
No,
Your
is there
eyes
a
are
delay right now?
what?
Is there a delay?
Is there? I don't know.
I don't
Am
know,
I
man.
delaying?
Let me see. I'm gonna try to pull up one of these questions and see if this works. If it stops
I
delay.
hear you. I hear you right away.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of the. Oh, I didn't even know you could do this. This is crazy.
Wow.
Oh, Artie, what's your favorite scene? Okay, okay. Um. Oh no. Okay, first of all, how do I take?
Wait, while you think, I have two more scenes that I like. Okay, there's
Okay.
one scene where Finn is scrolling through his Facebook when he's like, "Oh my gosh, who's this Amy girl?" Ooh. And he is looking at his Facebook, and Justin let us send in like real pictures of our friends from 2013. So if you pause it, I mean, you'll probably see a bunch of people you don't know, but if you went to Stillwater or, we're friends, then you'll see some familiar faces. And Mitch, who plays himself, he plays the cello. In that
Oh.
last scene, his senior photo that year, he like got all dressed up and he is like looking like a total geek. That's him. But it like pauses on his profile picture, and I really like that.
I love that was my favorite thing was like getting to have. Sorry, this is the question that I found.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. I wasn't prepared for this. I've never been asked this.
You've never been asked?
Not, no. Sorry, I'm not you. I don't get these kind of
What are you talking
lyric
about?
analysis
You
questions.
and I are interchangeable
Oh
now.
yeah, I forgot.
Aren't you playing me in the biopic?
Yeah, right. So I will be, studying those fedoras that you wore in your past. I'll be getting
Thank
some
you
of
so
those.
much. Don't forget the Miley Cyrus era, the Are You a Star era. Thank
Oh,
you.
great. Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
already have some Miley Cyrus inspired clothes as well. Okay, my favorite lyric, go to confession. Oh, I like the last verse, the winds are mean and time is too. I just felt I don't
They cut that from the
I know
film.
they did.
That made me that low key made me sad because that was probably my favorite verse as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I like it because the winds in Minnesota during the winter are really mean, and that's when I wrote it. And like
And so
I
is
was,
time.
and so is time.
Facts.
Yeah. So, but I was like thinking about how we didn't have a lot of time, but it like forced our friends and like family to squeeze as much in as we could. So like winds are mean and time is too, but winds of timely brought us close. And then like pearl sewn into lace, that was popped into my brain because his sister Allie was about to get married. And so I don't know, I was just like thinking about the imagery. I don't even know if she knows that, but yeah. So
Oh my gosh,
that
that's
just feels
crazy.
like, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
very exclusive content that we're getting here.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing was that like the first day we met and you showed me like you literally showed me your journal. Like, who are
It
we?
was asked.
Yeah, I mean, but it was very cool and very
Yeah.
special, and I feel like that bonded us together pretty immediately. Okay, wait. I'm trying to find another question. I also figured out how to take the filter off, so much has happened in the last few
I didn't
minutes.
even notice. Your eyes are so blue anyway.
That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me. Um,
Your eyes are blue?
yeah.
You're
Your eyes are the
welcome.
color they are. What would you be? No, that's not a good question. Okay. I mean, no offense to the person that asked that. Okay. Hopefully I didn't say too much. Okay. Ooh, how was hearing the soundtrack for the first time? By the way, Purple Pink, like I've told you this, but I love that song so
Aw.
much. And I literally listen to it every time, like every time I'm in the car, like every time I'm traveling, like there's just something really peaceful and beautiful about it. Of course, it makes me cry because it signifies the end of our film, but like you really
But
did
not
that.
from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I am really glad that got to kind of close the movie because it felt like a way of like tying loose ends for me too, I think.
Yeah.
So I liked that. Um, what was the question? Oh, the soundtrack, listening to the soundtrack for the first
It's like
time.
it's right
I
there on
didn't,
the
I
screen.
didn't,
Can
I
you
didn't,
see it?
can I see the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can, and I just totally forgot it was there.
That's okay. No
Um,
worries.
the first time I heard the soundtrack was, I think, the day the movie came out. I think it was
Oh.
like one of your fans posted Purple Pink on their story, and I was like, they like tagged me, and I was like, oh, it's out. But I love hearing
Aw.
everything in their full forms. Like, it was so cool that you guys sang live for the movie, and like that they could
Thank
make
you.
that happen.
I love how you're like secretly giving away like the things that were like that was a really special element to me.
Hmm.
Even like before we did the film when they told us that the music was going to be live, that was something I was really really excited about.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean it's really rare that you get to do that, but also, you know, for us, I think, and singing with Finn was like such a privilege because he's just such a effortless, natural born talent.
I know, it's amazing.
Um, yeah, and I think like our relationship became very quickly like reminiscent and similar, at least what it felt like. I know you and Zach, well, I mean, you might as well tell the kids at home like how long specifically you guys knew each other, because I think that that's really cool for people to know, especially if they don't even know that you're a real person until this very moment. You're real.
So I'm real. So actually, the whole reason Zach and I are friends in the first place is that my mom had ugly kitchen cabinets, and his mom, Laura, told my mom when she came over for some, like, it was like a church function or something my mom was hosting, and she was like, you have ugly kitchen cabinets, I'm gonna help you paint them. So
Oh,
the rest is
that's a good
history.
friend.
So I guess our first hangs were just on like picnic blankets, and we went to school together for a little bit. Yeah, yeah. And then I went to public school for a little bit, but we'd like have our New Year's together with like Grace and Sam and Allie and them and my siblings, and like our parents would go out and we'd just like rule the house and like
That's
take
so
shots of
special.
7 Up. Yeah.
Yeah, because definitely like the family is such a huge part of the film. I think one of my
Yeah.
favorite things is how Justin was able to like establish everybody. Because it's a really
Yeah.
hard thing to do when there's that many people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You can't just like cut a sibling, you know.
You really can't.
Um,
You
you could.
could, but he didn't, which
Yeah,
I think was really cool.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah.
um, what was I gonna, this was my question that I prepared. I don't have these like in a list, so that's why I feel like I'm all over the place right now.
I kind
Remind
of
me to never like be a host or a reporter.
You're doing great so far. I don't envy your position. Although I'm
Thank
gonna ask
you.
questions too.
You're gonna ask, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Actually, close your eyes.
Oh,
I'll tell you when to open. Okay, open.
uh,
Does this mean
oh
anything
my
to
God.
you?
Yes.
How does it make you feel?
It just makes me feel like early October of last year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Does that
Wait,
noise?
did you keep
I
that or is that yours?
I kept it. So yeah,
Okay.
these are for the wigs in Montreal. I got a
I can
few when
feel
I
it
was
on my head right now.
I know, I know. Well, okay, so I grew up Irish dancing, so I'm like very familiar with the whole wig feeling. So I actually felt for you, and I'm sorry my parents ever met, and they both have red hair, and they made me this way.
You you just said you're sorry your parents ever met?
Yeah.
Wow. That's like I've been trying to word it some way
Hmm.
for the
I don't
last
know, words have
year.
been coming really easily to me lately. I don't know. I just like have this new understanding of life, and I just wish my parents never met.
No.
No, I love them, but they both have red hair, and that's why I am this way. And that's why you were
Uh,
this way. Yeah.
that's why I am some ways as well. Yeah, okay, so this was my that's so funny that you still have that. I love that. This was my not last question, but last like prepared question. I might come up with some on the fly. So just be
Okay,
prepared for anything.
I'm on it.
But what was for you, in your opinion, the biggest similarities and biggest differences, or biggest similarity and biggest difference between your life and the film Clouds, streaming now on Disney Plus?
Nice. That's why we're all here.
Subtle.
Let's see. I mean, I guess biggest difference is that Amy and I are actually really good friends in real life, and we were at the time too. The movie does like hint at that.
Hmm.
We text. She's like, Zach stood me up, and I'm like, doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem like him. Yeah, and yeah, and then there's that scene with you guys in the bathroom. But I know a few scenes got deleted just because like it's already a 2 hour movie, and like how do you fit a whole year into 2 hours? But
Pretty long movie. I think
yeah,
that was something that we wanted to make sure would still shine through, was the relationship between you and Amy, because we
and
knew
it
that you guys had that.
yeah,
Um,
and people have
biggest
been saying
bummer
good.
biggest bummer for me was probably that, or there are two. I think there were two Sammy and Amy scenes that were cut. They showed the beginning of one, but there was so much more that could have been. But like again, like for what we were able to do, and the fact that we had more shot, and it's already like a 2 hour film. It was just like obviously it had to be spread out in a lot of ways that everything kind of built up to the very last moment. I think my favorite scene is probably the last one. I mean, I have a
And
lot, but I
yeah,
I just think that's so crazy that that's a real thing.
and
You know?
Duluth. Oh, when you
Yeah.
see it, yeah, I know, and that
Yeah.
was so cool that got to be included. I was actually looking back at that post the other day because it wasn't us who saw the Z in the picture. It was like somebody who just commented on Amy's Instagram. We didn't know her, and she was like, "Hey, there's a Z in the cloud," and I'm like, "Wow." It just like it's funny to think about the butterfly effect and all of this. Like, had she not commented that, like, would we have ever even noticed? Like, would that
Right.
be like that? Probably wouldn't be like the ending scene of this movie. Yeah,
So wild.
maybe there wouldn't. Yeah, be a movie. It's like you never know. Um, but biggest similarity. Um, well, I mean, this isn't like the biggest similarity maybe, but on that note of like Amy and I's friendship, I like that there's never any like pitting us against each other. Like it's not a love triangle. It's like
Right.
people being honest about their feelings and then like bless you, people acting. And and that was good. I mean like and like true to real life. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's what,
I almost swore you were going to say the biggest similarity was our eyebrows, but I do see that
I've
being
been
a
holding up.
more of a similarity. Yeah, I mean, I think that Justin did such an incredible job. Our crew did such an incredible job. I missed so many of them. They all spoke French, so it was very fun to be around them. They were very sweet. They tried to teach me words like more than just rouge, which is like the main one I know. And, and yeah, and I obviously heard rouge a lot because of my hair, thanks to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Um, they would put fake freckles on me, which is funny because I have real freckles, but not enough. Not enough for what you have. I
Justin
know you
texted
can't
me.
really see them. They're light, but they're there.
They're there. Mine are kind of just like blotched. Yeah, no, one of the weirdest things last October was just like getting these like random texts from like Justin or you, like while I was just like at work. Like, I'd just be writing an email and then somebody texts like, "Hey, can you just send us a picture of your freckles real quick so I can like give that to makeup?" And I'm
So
just
we
like,
can match them because
yeah.
I want to have the freckles exactly where you have them.
Yeah. I'm like, good luck. And at the time I was kind of just like, I wonder like why this is like important. And then but now like looking back and I don't even know if this was like the thinking behind it, but I'm like I
Yeah.
love having those little stories that like of Justin involving us and just kind of like making us feel like we were there even and during the times that we weren't like and he did much more than just like ask me what my freckles
Where
look
your freckles were. No, I
but
mean, and I remember that, like, just having so many conversations with everybody, like, starting with, Justin, but just every single person involved in the movie, like, it was so thoroughly cared about and put into detail, and, nothing was really left unnoticed. And I think like even getting to meet you guys, I know you guys only came like twice, but
Yeah.
the amount of time that you guys were there when you were there, like you were there for like some really important days too and really important scenes, and just felt like you would think that it would feel a little weird or there would be high tensions, and it just felt right. Like having you guys there felt really, really special and magical, and felt like it was elevating it even more. So
Yeah.
we couldn't have done it without you.
I still can't believe it happened. It's kind of weird.
Kind of quirky. I know, you're like, I still can't believe that my life was made into a movie. Oh,
No, it's
so
gonna be like it's I'm thinking about it, like all the time, like right now, but I feel like eventually it's just gonna be like this weird like party fact that I can share sometimes, you know?
a party trick, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. The grandkids are going to be like, okay, grandma, why did I say that? You know, this is a quarantine brain.
Yeah, I feel it too. This is a lot for me.
You know what I'm really proud of though? I didn't even ask, like, how is your pandemic? Like, that's what
I
the first
know.
thing people ask now is like, how is your quarantine? And we just jumped right into the really deep stuff. So I
It's
appreciate that.
okay. The best thing about my new quarantine life and this new apartment I'm in is that across the way, across this alleyway, a kid watches Peppa Pig on their TV all day long, all day long.
I
So
think
thank
when
you for
I
asking about my
released I
quarantine.
think when I released like my first or second album, like Peppa Pig like charted higher than me.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, it stings a little even right now.
Um, Madison and I were just talking about Peppa Pig because I was telling her about Peppa, and apparently, I think this is right. She plays the voice of the Blywood Manor. Is that what it's called? That new show? It's like
Oh my
I
gosh.
shouldn't have started this story. Blywood Manor,
No.
something like that.
But,
But it's the same voice actor. And then
oh
also, have
wow.
you ever Googled how tall Peppa Pig is?
No, I have not. How tall is Peppa Pig?
7 feet.
Are you sure?
Google is. I don't know.
Why do you think, but can't someone just put that in? Why do you think she's 7 feet?
I don't know how you get to be number one answer on Google. Like it's one of
Huh.
those boxes that's like matter of fact, Peppa Pig is 7 feet tall.
I'm I'm not. I
Seven
wonder
feet
what
tall.
I wonder what Google says about me. I think Google probably is a couple inches behind because everybody knows I've grown
Because you're
so much.
growing.
um okay, did you have questions for me?
Oh, Amy just said Peppa Pig is greater than clouds. True, but you should watch both.
Amy, this I was gonna say, Amy, this is not the promo we're looking for right now. But hello, Amy Adamley in the
Hello,
comments.
Amy Adamley. Okay, what was it like for you to perform stage fright when you're obviously somebody who performs all the time?
You know, that's funny. I still like love that was in your breakdown. It's
I'm
my
so
favorite thing in the
shy.
world. So shy. Can't you see? Can't you tell? Um, how is it to perform someone that had stage fright? I think the hardest, honestly, one of the hardest scenes for me to film was the opening scene
And that was your
because
first one, right? Isn't that the
that
first
was
time?
also the first day. So it was difficult for that reason, but it was also difficult because like yeah, I think getting myself into that headspace of like I'm so nervous I could pee down my leg right now is not one I'm in is not one that I'm in all the time, but it is one that I have been in before.
Yeah.
So I'm stars, they're just like us. I genuinely though like in front of smaller crowds I think is where I get most nervous.
Yeah.
And it all just depends on the environment, but I can assume like even when I was younger and I would do my elementary school talent show, and this was like kind of, that for you, like being in front of your friends, that's the weirdest thing. Being in front of people that like my first Mean Girl show, I had like quite a few friends and family there, and
Hmm.
that was like the most nerve-wracking thing. The next show, my two infamous shows, but the next show, the next night, I didn't have any of my friends or family there, and I felt
So
not
much
nervous
better.
at all. So
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
But I was really scared. So I just tried to channel those moments where I know that I've been like almost like my literally like my throat was closing up. Like you kind of forget how to breathe. Not like to be super dramatic about it, but I've definitely if anybody gets it, it's you.
I would just like it on the record that the first time I performed was when I was like 7, singing like Irish drinking songs on stage at Irish dance performances. So
You're playing the part too well. Like
I
the
really,
Irish dancing, the Irish drinking, the ginger, the freckles. Like it's all.
I know I'm really
I'm
serious.
Irish though, so like that. I mean, good
I'm
casting.
sure that's why you were cast.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
he dug into your history. He's like, can we get Sabrina Carpenter's 23andMe results?
Oh my gosh. What's the website with the family tree ancestry?
Ancestry.com.
I mean, that would work too.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I'm trying to think what else I'm curious about. Well, I would just like to say that you were talking about this earlier, but I think one of the coolest parts for me was to see you and Finn like become friends, like because you were forced to play our music. Like it was
Stop.
just like, so cool. I mean, you're doing your job. Obviously, you had fun doing it because you guys are friends now. But yeah. I just remember like on your first day of filming, like see you post on Instagram, like hanging out together, and like I didn't even really know you guys too well at that point. And I was just like, I don't know, I just like wish that like I could like shake Zach and be like, what the heck is like happening? This is so strange.
I know.
But I think he would think it was funny and strange too. Yeah, I mean it is.
It's yeah, like you literally got to hang out with like the parallel universe version of you guys.
Yeah.
And genuinely, like I don't think I don't know, it was very special and just like effortless, and we really bonded in Montreal. I think before, like the first time I hung out with Finn, we were feeding goats. So like that should tell you enough about like what our bond became.
That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, you know, when you think about it. But yeah, I can imagine. And I think like the best thing now is like you're able to kind of like use this whole new experience too as inspiration for writing, because you've become like one of my biggest writing inspirations. No cap. Kids still say that.
You taught me that.
No cap. I taught you that.
You taught me that.
Yeah.
Well,
and I
I'm
like
honored
you.
whenever you send me a little video of yourself. And I'm like, someday I'm gonna work up the courage to send you something back.
Forever till the end.
I'll share my song about you someday. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called Sabrina. Your eyebrows are dark, but your heart is so light and pure. It's kind of long. I'm working on it. How long have you been going?
I mean, I was like, I feel like that's the record name. Sabrina, your eyebrows are dark, but your soul is so light.
Yeah, I just got a Spotify artist page, so I think they're gonna love that on there. Just like the whole
I mean, genuinely, get that. I'm gonna go stream Purple Pink Clouds, the whole soundtrack. I hope that I know we answered like 2 questions, but I feel like between you and me, we just like covered all the bases. But I know you have places to be. So you're like low-key like, yeah, I need to get up.
Well, I'm literally about to see Madison Eisman because she's moderating.
Hop on over. No.
Yeah, I'm like, gotta promote.
Please promo. Free promo.
The Ravens is about a coven disguised as a sorority by Daniel Page and Cass Morgan. Their launch event is happening at 7 p.m. Eastern, and Madison is moderating.
She's about to go live with Madison Eisman, who plays Amy in Clouds.
Yeah.
Make sure if you guys haven't seen... It is what it is. Oh, yeah. Hi, Maddie. Make sure if you guys haven't seen Clouds that you take, you know, a good couple hours out of your day at one point. I think the best thing that I can say about this movie, why did I say that? This is not the best thing I could say, but this is the first thing that comes to mind. Is that this is such a weird time for everybody. This whole year has been like the most uncertain a year has probably ever been. And I think if anything, like this film gives you hope in times of uncertainty and knowing that, you know, the best is just around the corner, and to make the most of today. I sound like a broken record. Sammy, anything you have to add?
Vote, or if you can't vote, tell your
Oh,
parents
I mean,
to
yeah,
vote.
also
You can
side note,
vote.
I already early voted. I
I
know
don't know how
you.
to transition. Yeah. But
I love that.
obviously do that, and yeah, like hang out in your with your friends and family in safe ways, and yeah, have
We don't have to wear a mask right now because we're not in the same room, but if we were together,
we'd
you
be
know,
mad.
damn well we'd be wearing masks.
My clothes mask right
Oh, you
here.
have yours right there, your clouds mask.
Yeah.
I love that.
Share this.
Thank you so much. Thanks for getting on. It's a privilege to know you, and it's a privilege to be able to play your ginger soul in a movie, in a story that I love so much, and I love you so much. So thanks for being my friend.
You're like my favorite part of 2019. That's when
Oh
I
my
met.
gosh, I
Not
was
this
gonna say
year though.
you're my favorite part of last year. This year, it's been questionable, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. All right.
All right, bye.
See you later.
This is the worst part. I'm gonna end it really
You
fast.
end it.
Okay.
End it.
Hurry.